Well, hello everyone. It is Sandra Alexei, and I'm one of the co-authors of Game Changer. Okay, today is April the 28th. Okay, actually, I have been not allowed to be on Facebook for 7 days, so I've just put up the Pluto dance, the illumination of truth. And I'm wearing all pink for the simple reason that we're still under the influence of the very intense, powerful Scorpio pink full moon. Okay, and it's a super. And then on the 27th, the same day, we had Pluto that goes retrograde until October. So it's going to be very, very intense. This is a personal inner journey, which we're going to talk about. What I want to say is what you can do is you can go up to the top and there it tells you there's a book trailer. You can check it out. There's a book trailer, there's an audio, and where to purchase. And I would really appreciate it if you would like, and if you would share, and if you would comment. And with the comments once a month, I do a draw for a mini reading. As I am a spiritual and business coach, along with a lot of things, if you go to underneath the show me, you will see my website. It's called mypersonalmuse.com. Okay, and so hopefully we can work through this. There's no more superficiality. We are having a lot of challenges in the world right now. There's a lot of challenges, not just in the external world, in the internal world. Okay, because what we are doing is we are working with our shadow, and it depends on what we feed. Okay, there's a saying, what wolf are you feeding? And it's really interesting. I've had a lot of, in my sessions, and I've had a lot of emails and Facebook messages to say, like, I was so angry, I could just scream, which a lot of people have been doing, like at a mother, or there's having meltdowns when they're out at a bank. And I've had a lot of frustration with my computer, not being able to get onto a lot of things. So what I'm trying to do is give you the information that of what is happening, okay, and how you can actually work with it so you're not going to be quite so stressed, because this Pluto retrograde is here for a while, okay? And so basically we call it the illumination of the darkest truth. That's Pluto. So today is a new day. It's exciting times and new beginnings as you released on the full moon, and that energy is still there. And that was a really potent full moon, super full moon at 7 degrees of Scorpio. So now we're experiencing not only that, which allows us to see certain things about ourselves and life. So maybe you got some insights about that, okay? And then, whammo, we get hit immediately. On April 27th, Pluto goes retrograde at 26 degrees of Capricorn until October the 6th of 2021, when it goes direct at 24 degrees. So beware of your own personal spiritual bypassing, defined by the prominent psychotherapist and author in the transpersonal psychology field, John Welwood, in his classic book, Toward a Psychology of Awakening, which is what we're doing. His definition of spiritual bypassing, and I've seen this lots, so I don't talk about it, I just share someone that does have the background, let's put it that way. His definition of spiritual bypassing, using spiritual ideas and practices to sidestep personal, emotional, unfinished business, to shore up a shaky sense of self, to belittle basic needs, feelings, and developmental tasks. When spiritual practice is used to compensate for challenging traits such as low self-esteem, social isolation, or other emotional issues, Wellwood said they corrupt the actual use of spiritual practice. In other words, using these practices to cover up problems seems like an easy way out, as opposed to working on the actual issues and etiology. And etiology is study the causes, the origins, or reasons behind the way that things are of the challenges. Okay. And that's important. I just opened an email and a dear friend said, I couldn't understand what my anger was. I slept with it and I realized, oh my God, and she would be in her 30s. It's issues with my mother. So that's hers. She's owning it. Okay. And I hadn't even sent her yet the document on it. So I just want to advise you, there will be no sidestepping. Okay. Pluto will take you to your knees with what we call the dark night of the soul. So at the end of this article, I do have an assignment over the next few months, if you choose, some questions for you to answer intuitively. And if you've seen my Facebook post, okay, and then I did another one on about the shadow. It's like we change. We're moving from the caterpillar to the butterfly. We're moving from the third dimension to the fifth and seventh dimension. Okay, we are changing at a DNA level. Okay, so we are becoming more conscious. Okay, so the bottom line is when we work with the shadow, the gift is the gold. Okay. Since November 26 of 2008, Pluto has been in Capricorn and totally deconstructing all societal systems that were not to the benefit of all involved. Greed, corruption, lies, deceit, etc. And it moves into Aquarius on March 22nd, 2024. So now we're going through a lot of disclosure, cleanup time, and it gets very intense at the end of the cycle, as we see in the collective right now. You can go and do the second nodal thing as to what's really happening with truth, non-truth. Where do I find my truth? Pluto blows up everything, just like an atomic bomb, okay? So on your journey of inner work, you may notice some power and control issues. Always remember, the first relationship is with self. Over the Oracle of Delphi, know thyself and what? To thyself be true. Emotional honesty, okay? Not a people pleaser, not saying what you really mean. It's not about hurting about anybody's feelings. You hurt their feelings when you emotionally lie, okay? So you may have or are allowing someone, it could be a friend, a parent, the government, a partner, okay, a superior, to step all over you and make you feel powerless, to question your rights, to question your knowings, you know certain things, and to dishonor you. It's an excellent time to look at personal underlying psychological struggles, which are addictions or compulsive behaviors that you have swept under the rug, okay? I have a highly addictive personality, and I own that. So it's where do I put that energy? I have a very compulsive personality. What do I do with that? I focus on it and I use it within my work, not on other people or whatever. So you find the gift in the shadow. A planetary retrograde, which is what which Pluto is doing, is an inevitable cycle of life, and it gives us a chance to stop and discern and get some clarity, which is a reality check. So you can check over and strengthen your plans. You can reassess, re-edit, readjust, reconnect with people from the past, revise, revisit. So past issues can resurface for you to discern. Pluto is the planet of transformation, power, control, death, rebirth, the subconscious, and spiritual growth. Remember, when an inner situation is not made conscious, it happens as fate, according to Carl Jung. So what did fate bring everyone on for lessons about freedom, democracy, morality, ethics, and the true color or essence of individuals? Pluto is called the god of underworld, and we will be forced to examine the Pluto energy. So it doesn't matter if you want to or not. You don't have a chance. You don't have a chance. Okay. Which is all about exploring your shadow. So it's a powerful time of transformation. As the Pluto energy turns within, you are required to assess your own personal power. Where do you give it away? And do you have personal boundaries? What areas of your life do you wish to have more mastery over, and how would you do that? Or what aspects of and others do you need to release so you can rebuild? So your spiritual journey is, and you can look it up, to burn the dross. As we have the courage to look at our shadow selves, which are fear, unconscious negative patterns, belief systems, psychological wounds, trauma, you get to embrace and own your personal power, or the big word is sovereignty. It's an excellent time to get clarity of your own personal boundaries. If you sense others are manipulating or dominating or gaslighting and are overpowering because of their own personal agendas, no. A great time, it's up to you. A great time to do some self-discovery work. So nodal astrological sessions, past life regressions, Akashic records, basically, it's revealing a voyage within, becoming whole and embracing the gifts and any fears you have so you can be free. It's immensely powerful and intense as we're dealing with the collective challenges and the reset. Okay, so take heart that Pluto in Capricorn is your ally. It's not your enemy. To reform all that is toxic and not authentic in our lives. It is expressed in the choices we make to invest in what is not destructive for you, so we can feed the fear, or we can be part of creating a brighter future. The shadow power as Pluto in Capricorn for the collective, the world. Okay, the shadow power is a plan of total control, narcissistic relationship behaviors, and a plan for world government that will be held together by tyrannical control. We've been dealing with this since 2007, and it's not going to happen because everything's breaking down. That is the challenge in our deal. As more wake up to this and either go along with it or buck the system. Some of the challenges are indoctrination, brainwashing, the cognitive dissonance from the house arrests, masks and lockdowns, control mechanisms that affect the ability to process, to use discernment, so you have clarity, which you do not have when you suffer from anxiety. An incredibly and challenging time right now, as fear is so real. Death is real. The idea of physical death is one thing, and the death of a lifestyle is the other. Fear of being alone, fear of not having any friends or family, tough decisions because of what choices we're having to make. Yes, this is real. And older people have gone through similar situations in other countries where they lost their freedom. Lockdowns are real. The vax is real. To vax or not. To have rights, freedom of speech, freedom of decisions about what to do with your body, with travel. This basically is a spiritual war. So it's the dark, the evil against the light. It's a fight for your soul and freedom. So let us look at aspects of the shadow as an archetype. It consists, this is the shadow, it consists of sex and life instincts. If you have read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, he explains the transmutation of sexual energy as a powerful force. So this archetype contains all things that are unacceptable, not only to society, but to one's personal morals and values, such as envy, greed, prejudice, aggression, hate, power over control, etc. The main question, what is not acceptable in your life? Listen to your knowing and soul as you align with God and the divine and your free will of choices. So be gentle with yourself and see this side of you through loving eyes, giving yourself more compassion rather than being harsh on yourself about it. It is what it is. An incredible time of embracing your sovereignty, authenticity, transparency, the real you. So whatever is false, toxic, rotten, and of not benefit to you, let go. Sometimes, most times, the divine knows the best. The next challenge. Question societal critical thinking skills, or have they been indoctrinated, brainwashed, and controlled by media and the cults? Major covers up, scandals, lack of transparency and authenticity. Everything will be exposed. Truth is always revealed, the light against the dark, and every day we're seeing something, but not on all the regular media stations. Remember, certain people own them. I'm not going to go there. That's your challenge, to do your own particular research. Very prevalent right now. What I say is, do not believe just because everyone else does. Be like Buddha, who encouraged us to doubt everything and find our own light. So align with the divine. Sovereignty, authenticity, your knowing rather than listening to authority or being indoctrinated and brainwashed. Ethical competence was defined in terms of moral competence as the ability or capacity of people to recognize their feelings when they encounter what is morally right or wrong in particular situations, and then to reflect on those feelings to direct their decisions and act in ways which bring about the highest good. With Pluto and Capricorn, which is ruled by Saturn, you can expect it to be methodical, steady, and discerning, a step-by-step process, so you're not going to jump. A game changer, as you will be guaranteed any toxic relationships, patterns, and behaviors will be disclosed, revealed, and it will be your choice. Free will to change. The result of the elimination leads to healing, breakthroughs, personal empowerment, growth, self-mastery. Truly self-aware. Embrace your powers of intuition, discernment, clarity, and detachment, which results in a forward momentum in your life. Go for it. Since we are energetic beings and dollars and money is energy, you will have a profound healing of personal relationships with money, which is about worth and value. As promised, the questions on your personal zone journey and retreat. So these are what you consider. You got 6 months. Who are you and why are you so angry? Why are you afraid to be alone? We come in alone and leave alone, and many people are very alone in relationship. Why do you constantly worry? What do you have control over? How are you sabotaging yourself, putting up with? Where do you focus your energy? In the past, in the future, in the now? Something to contemplate and ponder. This is really important. You cannot change what happened an hour ago. There is no promise of tomorrow. So be mindful and enjoy the moment and the day. I would say look up the Serenity Prayer. Be your own observer. Okay, be your own witness. Many blessings and much love. A great time to have a private session or reading. Let me assist you in looking at your nodal axis position for any understanding and answers during these challenging times and how Pluto will affect you. Thank you again for taking your time, and I'd appreciate it if you would like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Game Changer Relationships. The book is a great gift. The whole first chapter is all interactive exercises. And if you got it and you look back at some of the questions you did right now after a year, they'll probably be totally different. Okay, so there's 8 areas of your life. The first chapter is self-discovery. Remember, our first relationship is with self. And then to understand as we evolve and mature, we change. You need to take time to reflect. Who are you now? And what are your needs now after all the lessons that you have been through? So again, I said once a month, I draw a name for a mini reading. I do it via Zoom. And every time you make a comment, your name goes into the draw. I'm drawing still for April. And I'll contact you. And I do want to say, there is gold in the shadow. And if you do the work, okay, that is where your healing is. And that is where your power is. And that is where your peace is, okay? So if you have high anxiety, if you can't sleep, if you're being challenged with physical things and you're cranky and angry and that type of thing, you know what? Only you can be the change. And so this is a game changer. Much love.